What's your thoughts? Hi, Johnny. Have a good evening. It's Syria is a very situation in the Syria. I think as of long years we didn't heard anything about that Syria. I mean, it's a long year. I think so that since 2020 or 2019, we didn't hear any news in the Syria, and everyone think that in the Syria, in the stable ceasefire situation. If you remember that Barack Obama red line statement in 2013, Assad regime have using nuclear chemical weapons against Syrian civilians, and Obama said that it's a red line we are using to humanitarian intervention against the Assad regime. But after that, Putin have a right article of the New York Times. He said that if Assad out from power, a lot of radical groups like Al-Qaeda came to power, and Obama unfortunately abandoned Syrian people. Also, one of the interesting moments about President Bashar Assad and his wife Asma Assad, both of them have a study of the medicine in the London. And after that, Hafiz Assad sudden death, Bashar Assad in the same night have appointed president. So interesting. And he's the first year of the first 10 years his presidency. So many people think that he's a reformer, he's a want to democratization of the Syria. But after that Arab Spring coming, he's a very violent, measures against the civilian Syrian protesters. In the situation in that, I very well know that Syria, because my family living in the working of the Arab countries, and I know that Syria very well, not like expertise like Omar. I speaking with Assad supporters, also pro-oppositional supporters. For example, pro-Assad supporters say that, he's a ruling of country of the many years. We don't like that U.S. etc. of the Western intervention of the support him, despite he have a huge killed a lot of almost 500,000 Syrians he killed. And pro-opposition forces, I know many seculars, Syrians want a democracy, so Islamist Syrian fighting in the Syria. In the situation in the Syria, it's very, very complicated. For example, Turkey have a support so many opposition group in the Syria. For example, Free Syrian Army. Turkey have a controlling some part of the territory of the Syria, Elbap, and the many territory of the Syria. Kurdish militia by U.S. control. I don't know. Assad have a puppet of the Russia and IRGC. It's a situation. It's so complicated in the Syria, but. I tell you one moment, I compare the situation in the 2006. In the time to 2006, I remember that Democrats, Obama administration losing in the election, and Trump came to power in the end of the 2016. Syrian Assad regime with Russian help so much hard bombardment, airstrike to Aleppo, end of the 2016. And 2004, Democrats, White House administration losing in the election, and Trump come back in the 2004. is the Syrian opposition, I don't know, it's like have a revenge to Aleppo.
Yeah, I know the history. I know that. No, yeah, it is interesting. But Ralph, what do you think of these lot that are trying to get rid of him? Are they? I'm seeing that they're quite fanatical jihadis, right? They're not progressives, from what I see.
Yeah, yes,
is that correct?
Yes, it's so fanatical. Yes, you are right. I mean, it's a fanatical jihadis supported by Qatar, Turkish Islamist government, Tahrir al-Sham, Free Syrian Army, Muslim Brotherhood. Inside Syrian opposition, there is no any clear leader. Your clear movement can be take control in the Syria. It's very difficult.
Do you know if Syrians are in favor of this or not?
Pre-Syrian.
Have you been in any spaces where they're like, are they in favor of these people getting rid of Assad, because he's obviously a hated figure?
For example, if you see, for example, Idlib region controlling by opposition, right? And for example, people in the Idlib, I think that's celebrated that opposition take control nearing Aleppo cities. I don't talking about that Syrian living in the Turkey or Europe, but also one of the interesting moments in the journey. For example, I read that Turkish media. A lot of articles about that the possible diplomatic restoration between Assad regime and the Erdogan government, and I finally to everyone, and also Western media is talking about that is finally the Western government too accepted Assad government, Assad regime ruling in the Syria, but we saw that it's a certain very surprise opposition attack against the Syrian regime. Also one moment, it's very important. For example, in the Russia-Ukraine war, a lot of people, for example, Western government fear that Russia can open front to a second front in in some different region. For example, October 7, one of the good examples. And I think that's a revenge October 7 against Russia and IRGC proxies. It's very important.
Thanks, Ralph. Appreciate it. So I've got Cheyenne, I've got Democrats. If you want